Hi heathens! So for tonight's video, it's just going to be super casual. I'm going to play around with some makeup. I'm just going to try to woosah because it's been a little chaotic the last while. I feel like there's always something going on. My face is super oily right now. I apologize. I'm going to try to do something about that. Because I took off my makeup from earlier today because it was looking kind of rough. I put on some toner and then put on some moisturizer, and apparently the moisturizer didn't sink in very well. So we're going to try to set that down by using the powder foundation, the Pure 4-in-1 Pressed Mineral Makeup in the shade Porcelain. I'm going to take a different brush than normal and see if I can like really dig in there. I am not going to pat the powder out of the compact, but I am going to pat it off of my brush. And I'm actually going to do this step first and just see, because I'm not doing a full foundation routine, but I'm going to see if I can nullify some of this really intense shine. So I kind of want to do a look around a bold lip and using eyeshadow as eyeliner, which I kind of tried in a video that I did the other day last week. I did it last week, but it went up this past Sunday, and it was my video trying the other Ace Butte palette, and I used one of the eyeshadow shades in it as eyeliner. And I kind of want to do that, but without other eyeliner under it. So without other eyeshadow under it. So let's see if this helps on the forehead real quick. So just that one eyeshadow. Ooh. That helped quite significantly, actually. I don't know how well that's going to show up on camera, but it's a pretty significant shine decrease. But yeah, because I feel like that's something that could come in handy if I didn't feel like using eyeliner, or if I was ever traveling, which I don't do. But if I were to travel and I could just bring an eyeshadow palette with me instead of, a bunch of different things, then that would be pretty neat. I'm going to powder down my eyelids because they are super oily per usual. And the lipstick that I want to use for this look is going to be the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Monaco, which is like a metallic sort of lipstick. It just fell, whatever. Not super worried. So now the question is going to be trying to figure out what color I want to do my eyeliner in. And I was thinking about going back into this Dominique Cosmetics Sweater Weather palette and using the shade Messy Bun, because it's like dark enough to where I feel like it might create a really nice line, but it's not black, which is very typical, eyeliner color. So that's what I think I'm going to try, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to take this little Alamar Cosmetics, just a straight flat tip brush, and I'm just going to tap in, and we're just going to go straight on it. We're going to see what happens. So, how is everyone? The weather here still has no idea what it's doing. For those of you who don't know, I'm in South Carolina, and we've had days this week, well, in the last week, I won't say this week, because when I'm filming this, it's the very beginning of the week, but within the last week, we've had days ranging from a high of like 32 to a high of almost 70. So there's been a lot of rain the last week or so as well. I'm going to try to wing this. I went out too far. Darn it. So my sinuses have really been acting up. I've had a couple nosebleeds this week just from my nasal cavity being so dry. Mainly because the weather doesn't know what it's doing. So I go from like having the heat on in the house to not having the heat on, and then at work the same thing. Ooh, that one looks good. The other side ain't gonna match, but this side, remember this side. It looked good. I'm not messing with it. So if it doesn't look good by the end of the video, it's not my fault. So I've just been trying to, you know, combat my sinuses and remember to actually take like Claritin or Zyrtec or whatever it is daily. Do I? No. Am I trying? Yeah. But I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I don't necessarily have a set routine. Like, I work relatively the same hours, but since Michael's schedule kind of alternates from days, and we don't like meal plan in advance or anything, it's really hard to have a hard set, this is what night I'm doing this, so on and so forth. So I don't get around to setting a schedule. So there are certain days, why are they never, like, I think they're gonna start out kind of even, and then one of them just goes sideways. So there are certain days where my schedule's relatively normal. You know, I wake up, get ready for work, and I can remember to, you know, take that and take some biotin and B12 and vitamin D and all these other things. But 9 times out of 10 it doesn't happen. I'm going to take this along the lower lash line and just kind of smoke it out on that outer half. And same thing on the other side. I don't plan on doing, you know, a too intense look. It's going to be mainly just this and the lipstick as the focal points. So I am done with this. I'm not going to play around with it for now, but this is a technique that I want to keep revisiting because I do want to kind of perfect it, because I feel like it may stay in place a little better than some eyeliners do on my eyelid in particular. What I am going to do, if I can find the one I was looking for, is, I guess I'll just use this one. Where is it? Here it is. Because I don't see the one I was looking for. I was going to do a little bit of blush. So I guess I'm going to use this Pacifica Duo and go in with this shimmery shade. This is the Bronzed Rose Duo. I'm just going to take this BH Cosmetics No. 2 brush, tap in, tap off, and then use the mirror on the back to just add a little bit of color back into my cheek, because I wanted to cut down on the shininess but not necessarily the redness this time. Like, that wasn't the goal. Just a happy side effect, which usually when I wear foundation, that is my main goal, is to cut down on the redness. So like if I'm going somewhere really important, I typically want to wear foundation because it's just a really easy way to not look like a tomato the whole time. I'm going to take this BH No. 4 and I'm going to dip into the bronzer in here. Just take that very lightly under this, because this blush under the shine has a very strange undertone for my skin, and always comes across looking a little harsh. Sometimes I feel the bronzer with it can look a little muddy, but we're gonna give it a go. See, I feel like this side is just not looking the best. All right, now for highlighter, I'm going to go in with a favorite of mine, which is the ColourPop Disney Designer Collection Part of Your World. It's a Super Shock Cheek Pearlized highlighter, and I always just take it on my ring finger. I go pretty generously into the pan, and then I'm just going to take it and tap it across. It is definitely a pretty strong highlighter. So even going really light. Now, if you wanted to really diffuse it, I'm sure you could find a way to make it work with a brush. But I find that these go on best with a finger. And when I'm using this, I want something, you know, relatively intense. So do the same thing on the other side. Try to match them, which means I gotta make this side more intense. Take it down the bridge of my nose just a bit. Whatever's left on my finger, I'm gonna tap on the inner corners of my eyes to just give a little bit of shine in there. Got a dry patch on the end of my nose from, like I said, where I've been really dry. Still feel like this side's a little more intense, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna throw in a little bit of eyeliner. Mascara. I'm gonna use the Tarte Gifted, which has a nice straight brush. I received this in an Allure, and I'm gonna put this just on the top to try to balance out that eyeshadow acting as eyeliner. It was really funny because even in the little pamphlet when they were talking about this product, they were pretty much like, yeah, it's nothing special. And I thought that was really funny. But I actually really like it. It gives a nice look to the lashes. It's not like crazy over the top. So if that's what they meant, then sure. But it is really, really nice. It's not the most subtle or the most natural that I've ever used. So I think it gets points for that. Now, the lipstick. So this is an Ofra lipstick. So it has like what I consider to be like a normal doe foot. Smells really good. I always start by doing my bottom lip. And then going on to the top. I don't know if you just heard my nose whistling, and if so, I'm really sorry. And that's it. That's tonight's super casual look. Just wanted to play around and have some fun. The lid popped off while I was shaking that. I'm going to use the Iconic London Prep Set Glow to set everything down. Not that there's a whole lot to set, but it gives a nice glow to the skin. Look at it on top of that highlighter. It's making the middle of my face look a little oily. But that highlight. So what I'm going to do is take this dry beauty sponge and I'm going to tap over the areas where that spray is kind of making me look a little too shiny. We're going to try to tone that down. I want it to keep the highlight really intense, so I'm going to leave that alone. And that's it. That's my little play around look. I hope you enjoyed. Sometimes it's fun to just sit down and do makeup even when I have nothing to actually talk about. So if y'all enjoy that, let me know. If you got any ideas for me to do, like looks I should create, or just a general concept like this was the eyeliner with eyeshadow that you want to see me do, let me know, because I really enjoy just doing this, sitting down, just kind of mindless and playing with makeup. So anyway, if you enjoyed, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!